Collinwood is a legend for those who know it. The great house represents a heritage of fabulous wealth. There have been many men driven by avarice who have wished to plunder its walls. Such a man has attempted to seize a large part of the Collins fortune, but through his own avarice has failed. Now, in another house on the great estate, he is engaged in a last desperate plot to satisfy his greed. And in doing so, he is courting his own destruction.
Take them and get out.
They're not all the jewels, Willie.
There's some Barnabas wants me to sell. The rest are sealed up on the wall. I haven't got time to get them.
Sealed up on the wall, are they? Well, they weren't sealed up on the wall last night, Willie.
Barnabas told me to put them there. I put them there this morning.
You're lying, Willie.
I'm not lying.
Well, then open up the wall and get them.
I can. I haven't got the time. Take these. They're worth a fortune.
I want the rest of them, Willie.
I told you they're sealed up in the wall.
You know what I think, Willie? I think you're lying. I don't think they're sealed up in the wall at all. I think they're hidden right here, in this coffin.
They're not in there. You've got to believe me.
Then why is this coffin here?
Because it's his coffin.
Oh, come on, Willie, don't start that again.
Please, Jason, you've got more than enough. Get out of here before it's too late.
I'm going to open up this coffin, Willie, and you're not going to stop me.
Okay, then. Open it up. I tried to warn you. I tried.
Yes, that's right, Willie. And I wouldn't listen to you. Would I?
Is he?
Yes, he's dead.
You killed him. You killed him.
How could I let him live? He knew too much.
He's dead. Jason's dead.
What was he doing down here?
I had to bring him here.
You brought him here?
I had to, Barnabas.
Why?
Well, he saw the jewels. He was prowling around outside last night. He saw them through the window. He was crazy to have them.
Go on.
Well, he broke into the house this afternoon while I was out. When I came back, he was still here. He made me tell him where they were. He would have killed me if I hadn't.
You know I'm vulnerable here before the sun goes down, and yet you brought him here.
The sun was about to set.
I should punish you, Willie.
No, Barnabas.
Your job is to guard me, and you placed me in danger.
I couldn't help it. He made me bring him here. He'd have killed me if I hadn't.
If you betray me again, you'll meet a far worse punishment. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'll deal with you later. The job at hand is how to dispose of McGuire's body. He must be buried in a place where no one will find him, where his body will not represent a danger to me.
Well, where can you bury him?
We'll take him to the Collins tomb.
The tomb?
We'll bury him in the secret room. That secret room has been undiscovered for almost 200 years. They'll never find him there.
He was always curious about the tomb. And now he'll be put to rest there. Forever.
Help me carry him upstairs. As soon as it's dark enough, we'll dispose of the body. What is it, Willie?
I can't touch him.
You constantly surprise me. Are you squeamish about death?
He was my friend.
Your friend? But you told me he tried to kill you.
Yeah. But a long time ago, before we came here, we were friends. Good friends.
You really are appallingly sentimental.
You wouldn't understand.
Why? Because I never had a friend who died?
Did you?
Yes. Once. Long ago.
Was it Josette?
No, she lived long before I knew Josette. She died when she was very young and very innocent. She was very dear to me. I mourned her death for a long time.
Never heard you talk this way before. You sound almost
human.
I wasn't going to say that.
Well, this isn't getting our work done. Let's get it over with.
Barnabas, Jason's cat.
Leave it. We'll dispose of it later.
Have you shown the sketch to Maggie yet?
Not yet.
Well, why haven't you? She might very well recognize the child. I mean, she might say something that would help us to locate her. After all, this little girl was in contact with Maggie after she disappeared.
I'm afraid she might suffer a setback if we showed her to her.
Doctor, I'm willing to take that chance.
I thought you were concerned about Maggie.
Well, I am, but I'm convinced that the best way we have of helping Maggie is to find the maniac that kidnapped her. And I'm convinced that this girl is going to lead us to him.
She'll see the sketch in time.
Doctor, we haven't got time. Every day that we delay, we increase the chances of that madman finding out that Maggie's still alive. Even tracking her down here.
She's quite safe here.
Well, you may feel secure, but I don't. I still feel that Maggie's life's in danger. I insist that we show this sketch to Maggie today.
Insist?
Yes, insist.
I think you have forgotten that Maggie Evans is my patient now.
Doctor, she's my patient, too. I'm going to show this sketch to Maggie today. With or without your permission.
I assume you accept full responsibility for the consequences.
I'm perfectly willing to take on that responsibility.
Here she is now. Come in.
Hello, Maggie.
Miss Jackson, you can wait outside. I'll let you know when Maggie's ready to go back to her room.
Do you recognize me, Maggie?
No,
I'm Dr. Woodard.
Doctor?
Dr. Woodard.
How do you feel today, Maggie?
Fine.
Sit down. I want you to look at these pictures and tell me what you see in them.
Before you do that, Maggie, I have a picture I want to show you. A very special picture.
Dr. Woodard, are you sure you want to go through this?
Absolutely. Now, Maggie, I want you to look at this. It's a picture of a little girl.
Little girl?
Do you recognize her, Maggie?
Little girl.
That's right. But do you know the little girl? You know her, Maggie?
She obviously doesn't.
Maggie, please, take another look. A good, long look. Try to remember. Have you ever seen this little girl before?
I don't know.
Are you sure?
It's no use. You're just confusing her. The sketch obviously doesn't have any meaning for her.
I hate to admit it, but I'm afraid you're right.
Sarah!
What'd you say, Maggie?
Little girl. Sarah!
Then you recognize the little girl.
Sarah?
Sarah who?
Sarah?
Maggie, don't you know the little girl's last name?
Sarah? Sarah?
How did you come to meet her?
She came to play with me.
Where were you when she came to play with you?
In the room? Room?
The room? What room?
Oh, she's getting excited now. You're pushing her too far.
Oh, don't get upset, Maggie. There's nothing to get upset about. Now listen to me, Maggie. You and Sarah are friends, aren't you?
Yes. Friends.
How did you become friends?
She came to the room. The room.
Tell me about this room.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Maggie, don't be scared. There's nothing to be scared about. Now listen.
You pushed her too far. Now, that's enough.
Don't try to stop me now. I'm just beginning to get someplace. Now, Maggie, I want you to stay very calm. Do you understand? Try to tell me, what do you remember about this room? Where it was? You do remember?
Wanted to escape.
Escape from where?
Little girl. She said she'd help me.
You mean Sarah?
Riddle. The riddle.
What riddle?
1, 2. Away they flew. 1, 2.
Maggie, what's that mean?
3, 4. Near the door.
What door? Where? Where?
5, 6. Count the bricks. Bricks.
Maggie, what does that mean to you?
To escape. Escape.
But escape from where?
Room. I want to get out. I want to escape. Can't. I can't. I can't.
You've asked her enough. Now she's getting hysterical.
Wait.
Maggie, where were you?
Girl.
Where were
way?
you?
Which way?
You're remembering, aren't you?
London Bridge.
Tell me, Maggie.
Falling down.
Tell me.
Falling down.
Maggie.
Falling.
Oh, Maggie.
Take
Maggie,
the
it's all
key
right.
and
It's all
lock
right.
her up.
Take her to
Lock
her room and give her a sedative, and I'll be in to see her later.
Lock her up. Lock her up.
hope you're satisfied. You managed to impede the progress I made with Maggie once again, just as you did when you brought her father and young Haskell to see her.
On the contrary, Doctor, I think we made progress today.
Don't know what you mean. All we found was that she was in a room, somewhere. What does that mean?
Nothing.
Exactly.
But, Doctor, we did establish a connection between Maggie and this little girl. If we can locate this little girl, we may find out what happened to Maggie. I tell you, I'm convinced that this child is going to give us the clue that'll break this whole thing wide open.
Say farewell to Jason McGuire, Willie. It's ironic that a man who loved life and his freedom as much as he should end up in a narrow, unmarked grave.
Let's get out of here.
What's the matter, Willie? Don't you like it here?
I just want to go.
All right. Goodbye, McGuire. You might have lived, but your greed destroyed you.
You coming?
In a moment.
What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking what a pity it is that I should have to defile the family tomb with the body of Jason McGuire.
That's right. It's your family in here, isn't it?
This was to have been our final resting place, but I never found rest or peace.
Joshua Collins. That was your father, wasn't it?
He could have brought me peace, but he didn't. He thought he was being merciful. What he did was no act of mercy.
Naomi Collins.
My mother.
I saw a picture of her once. She was very beautiful.
I remember her as being very quiet. She was a very gentle woman.
Sarah Collins. That was your sister.
Yes.
There isn't much in the family histories about her.
She died when she was very young. She was only 9 years old. The day before she died, she broke her doll and asked me to mend it for her. She was so happy when she saw the doll mended. She died with it in her arms.
You really cared about her, didn't you?
Yes, she was very sweet, very dear to me.
Is she the friend you were talking about before?
Perhaps.
Strange, thinking about you caring about someone.
Well, we've lingered here long enough. It's time to go.
Come.
Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.